Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is March 12th, and right now we're looking at the visible satellite imagery. You can see the state of California here. Weak frontal system still moving across the area, just some residual precipitation with it as we speak. Maybe a little bit of snow still flying across some of the Sierra Nevada, but then we're going to turn things offshore here as we go on in through this week coming up, and it's going to bring some strong winds across the Sierra Nevada, down the valley areas, and for Southern California as well. Then we're going to drop an upper level low. Could bring some interesting weather here across much of the Southwest. We'll go over that in some detail as we go through the video this morning, looking at some of the wind advisories and some of the high wind watches for some of the Sierra Nevada. We still have some winter weather advisories as we speak right now, and some freeze warnings and some frost advisories. Check your local locations for that. This is the winter weather advisory. It remains in effect here through 5 p.m. this afternoon. It does include I-80 there, 2 to 6 inches, so it could continue to make things slick. Don't let your guard down just yet. And this is the northeast wind, gusting to 75, strongest winds above 4,000 feet. This is for Wednesday evening through Friday morning, so this is not yet in effect. This is coming tomorrow evening through Friday morning. And this is down the valley areas again from Wednesday to Friday morning here, gust to 45 miles per hour. And Southern California also under some high wind watches also. I still have some surf advisories along the coastal areas. Check locally for that if you're headed out and about. And look at this, isolated gust to 100 miles per hour near the lower coastal foothills. And again, late Wednesday night through Thursday afternoon. It's not a long-term event here, but it's going to really pick up as we go through Thursday morning. And now let's back this up on the European model. And you can see still some onshore flow actually as we go through the day Wednesday. Then we turn things offshore as we start to go on into late Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Look at some of these winds just ripping across Southern California, the desert areas, Nevada, Sierra Nevada, and some of the valley areas up the Bay Area towards Sacramento and maybe north as well. And then we look at the accumulated 10-meter max wind gusts here. So as we scroll through Wednesday night, you'll see the winds really pick up. There it is across the Sierra Nevada, some of the valley areas in Southern California. It's going to get rocking and rolling here as we go through Thursday morning. The good news is it's not going to hang out for that long. It should be on the decline by the time we go towards Thursday night. Now, looking at the temperatures here, because we're going to start to warm up, but there is kind of a fly in the ointment as we look off into the extended. So this is for today. You can see some pleasant temperatures out there. Not bad. Get out and enjoy that. And then as we go through Thursday, Friday, we start to warm the valley up here, and we turn things offshore a bit, and we start to warm things up across the desert area. But we're going to have this upper level low spinning nearby out here. So that's going to create some havoc with the temperatures here and just who sees what weather. And I'll show you more on that here in a moment. Now, taking a look at the European last night's run, 06Z. You can see that weak frontal system kind of falling apart there. Then it sets up this cutoff low that's going to spin right over Southern California. And looks like the European is correct because over the last few days, it's been showing this low and bringing some precip back into California, Nevada, and Arizona. Now, the GFS is starting to agree with it. And you can see it spinning here for a few days. It's Saturday afternoon. You could see some amounts showing up across the Southern California mountains there and some of the desert areas. And again, Las Vegas, Arizona, Utah, New Mexico could be getting multiple rounds of rainfall with this as well. And you can see even again Saturday or Sunday afternoon, things pop up again for some of the peninsular ranges. Again, Southern California, Arizona kind of under the gun here. Still some model disagreement we have to work out, but I'm going to show you the GFS now. This is hot off the presses 12Z run. As we go on in through the later portion of the week, you can see the low pressure system spinning there. The GFS now coming into alignment with the European. You can see some of the amounts showing up. And I'm telling you, some of these amounts are going to be locally higher. We could have some flooding concerns with that, some lightning out there as well, as that low pressure kind of sitting and spinning and not going anywhere fast. Maybe Arizona and portions of New Mexico getting the best precipitation amounts, but you can't rule out some heavy amounts across southern Nevada into California as well. Now, looking at lightning flash density potential. So the European paints an interesting picture. Let's go ahead and go on in through Friday afternoon. Check it out. You can see the lightning there. Southern Nevada, some of the Southern California mountains, Arizona, and New Mexico. By the time we go to Saturday afternoon, again, another round of thunderstorms possible. Sunday, yet again. And then the European wants to keep it going all the way through Monday here and even through Tuesday. So yeah, some pretty chilly air aloft going to set up shop here across the Southwest. I have a feeling this is going to be uptrending near the models, and we're going to get some interesting weather out of this yet. Now, taking a look at the European, this is total precipitation in inches. We'll scroll through here and you can kind of see this precipitation amount showing up. And this is not a high resolution model, so it's not going to really pick up on some of the extent of some of this activity. No doubt it's going to overperform in some of these areas across the desert, some of the mountain ranges as well. And look at Arizona and New Mexico picking up some very much needed precipitation with this storm system also. Now, if we look at 500 millibars on the European last night's run, this is 18,000 feet. You'll clearly see what I'm talking about. As you see the bowling ball just open up right on the, Nevada, Arizona, and California here. Very cold air aloft. Just wants to set up shop here and sit here for a bit. Now we're on in through Saturday afternoon, and that upper level low still with us. Sunday afternoon starts to drift east just a little bit, and then we start to kick it out a bit more as we go through the early portion of next week. But I have a feeling this is going to start to make some headlines here pretty quickly, because that could bring some very interesting weather, as I was just showing you with lightning potential. Looking at the North American model, this is 12Z hot off the presses, high resolution model, 700 millibars, about 10,000 feet. And you'll clearly see the North American model is in agreement as well. You'll see that bowling ball here, that very cold air aloft at 10,000 feet, really drop down across the area here. Going to be spinning right overhead. I almost wish I could go down there and chase this here. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, interesting weather likely incoming. 500 millibars, 18,000 feet. You can kind of see it on the North American model as well. Some very chilly air aloft setting up shop here across the southwest. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook here, above average here for much of the west. And there's a precipitation, an 8 to 14 day. And they kind of introduce this above average for some of California and some of the southwest here as we go through March 25th. But we're going to concentrate on that upper level low here over the next couple of days. We'll get better model agreement as we go through tomorrow. We'll be able to look at some of the higher resolution models and kind of see exactly what's changing and what is trending here coming up. And I wanted to show the 3 to 4 week precipitation outlook. This goes all the way through April 5th, just kind of showing you what the Climate Prediction Center is saying, and not too big of a deal here, but it does show some above average potential here across Arizona and New Mexico. And looking at the snow water content, check it out. We are above average. We're doing quite well across much of the state there. So it's been a good thing. It's been a very nice February and March addition to the snowpack across the state. So anyway, I'll be watching that upper level low very closely. We're going to go over that in more detail again tomorrow, see how the models have trended, see what they say as far as precipitation amounts. I can't wait to see what the high resolution models show, because no doubt some areas are going to overperform with some of that precipitation. We could be looking at some localized flooding as well. So anyway, more on that here tomorrow. Hope you guys are having a good day. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.